California is more corrupt than any place. California is more corrupt than Minnesota.
Well, he could be right. Could well be right. Joining us now to tell us about that is the great Texas Senator, Mr. Ted Cruz. Happy New Year, Senator Cruz. And as I understand it, you're going to run the Judiciary Committee's subcommittee on this whole waste, fraud, abuse, Minnesota, California. You tell me, sir, but there's a lot of work to be done.
Well, Larry, that's exactly right. On January 28th, I'm going to chair a hearing. I'm the chairman of the Oversight Subcommittee of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and I'm going to chair a hearing on waste and fraud, in particular in federally funded child care programs. It's going to focus front and center on Minnesota. I've invited Governor Tim Walz to come testify before the hearing. We'll see if he chooses to accept or not. But it's also going to examine other states as well. And I got to say, I agree with the president. I think as horrific as Minnesota was, and understand the scope of Minnesota. In the last few years, Minnesota spent over $18 billion on Medicare. Federal prosecutors have stated that they believe more than half of that, more than $9 billion was fraud, primarily Somalians, taking billions of dollars of money, much of that sending it back to Somalia. In fact, much of that going to fund Al-Shabaab. Now, Al-Shabaab, as you know, Larry, is a radical Islamic terrorist group in Somalia. Do you know who the #1 funder of Al-Shabaab is?
No, I guess not.
The Minnesota taxpayers.
Oh, yes,
It's stunning, but it is literally the largest source of funds. And so this hearing is going to examine what were the checks on fraud, who was looking, why wasn't the state doing what we had Nick Shirley, young independent journalist, just going and knocking on the doors. And if you're paying someone millions of dollars to take care of kids, the fact that there are no kids, that there's no playground equipment, that there's no nothing, that ought to tip you off. And I think the reason it didn't tip them off is the Democrat politicians were getting elected by and getting financially supported by the fraudsters who were robbing the American people.
But I'm glad you're doing this, because you will do it thoroughly. You will do it analytically, and you will do it thoroughly. But, when I heard the news that Governor Walz, Ted Walz, was not running for re-election, to me, that was tantamount, to pleading guilty. That's all. If he weren't guilty, he would have run again. But this case against him is so enormous. You're adding the national security piece to it, the Somalian piece, and the ISIS piece, or whatever it is that hate America. But listen, now the question is Ohio, California. President Trump says California is more corrupt. I'm sure he's got some information that you will find valuable and work with him. This could be one of the most important assignments. This is Doge. This is Doge to the 10th or 100th degree. You're picking up right where Elon Musk wants you to pick up, Senator Cruz.
And look, this is a problem across the country. I suspect President Trump is right that there's even more fraud in states like California and New York and Illinois, big blue states. And listen, there may be fraud. I'm sure there is fraud in red states also. I was very glad to see the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, call for an audit in Texas to try to uncover any fraud that might be there. I believe this fraud is going to be much, much worse in big blue states. Why? Because the fraudsters are overwhelmingly supporting Democrats. And there's a corrupt, vicious circle where the Democrat office holders allow fraudsters to steal from the taxpayers. They refuse to engage in oversight. They refuse to audit. And then the fraudsters bundle votes together, vote to elect the Democrats, and give money to the Democrats. And so we've seen it in Minnesota, I think, indisputably. And I have every reason to suspect Washington State, we're getting reports of it, California, New York, Illinois. And this hearing on January 28th is designed to get to the bottom of it, to shine a light. And I got to say, what happened in Minnesota, I will say a minute ago, you called Walz Ted Walz. You kind of hurt me with that, Larry. Don't throw me in that mess. It's Tim Walz, not Ted, thankfully. But you're right. It is amazing.
My sinuses are killing me. It's okay.
It's amazing, Larry. 12 seconds ago, the Democrats were having heart palpitations saying Tim Walz is going to be vice president of the United States. Remember, he was selected to be the Democrats' emissary to white guys. And it turns out that Tim Walz and the Somalis were like Bonnie and Clyde robbing the taxpayers. That's why he's not running for re-election. And it's sad and disgraceful. And I do want to ask you one question, Larry. How many Democrats in the Senate, how many Democrat governors have you seen calling out Tim Walz and the Somali fraud in Minnesota? I got to tell you, it's crickets. I've seen virtually nobody doing it on the Democrat side.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing that's so bad. But you have to fight that, and you will fight that. You know, this is, if Newt Gingrich were in this conversation, we're all friendly with him, he would say this is the logical outcome of big government socialism. All right, that's what you get. And during the there's no checks and balances. There's no transparency is perhaps the right word. So you got your work cut out for you. But this is a noble cause. This is a very noble cause, Senator Cruz. I mean, I hope you have plenty of time and go after it carefully.
You have my word on it. I will say Walz's announcement. He said he's not going to run for re-election in order to devote more time to going after the fraud. And I got to say, it reminded me of, you remember O.J. Simpson? He said he's going to spend his time looking for the real killer. I think Walz is joining O.J. in that search.
Good luck, Senator Ted Cruz. We appreciate it very much. It's wonderful to see you. Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year.